What is up, Storm Chasers? I have an interesting interview. This is definitely gonna be a good one. We got to get into this Justin Bieber tea. You know what? I feel like I'm not really gonna do it justice. It's best just to bring up our guests today. So I want to officially welcome Mother Diva to the show.
Hello, Storm, and hello, Storm Chasers. Thank you so much for having me on your show. Honey, I am ready to go to war with Justin Drew Bieber.
Oh my God, I hear you on that. Essie Berry, also want to bring you back to the show. How you doing?
Welcome, Diva. Welcome, Storm Chasers. I'm here for observation and praying that everything goes good. I hear you for war. You didn't call brother middle name, did you? What's his middle name? Drew?
Drew, she called out his
Justin
middle name.
Drew Bieber, aka the poster child for the Center for Disease Control.
Oh, okay. So let's back up. Before we get into everything, give us a brief introduction into who you are, Mother Diva.
Okay, so I am a community activist and I'm the official Madam Ambassador of house and electronic dance music from Chicago. That's why I wear my little house necklaces. Some of them a little bigger than that, but I wanted to do the little one for today. I'm also a community liaison to national legislators. So I get honorary street signs, proclamations, resolutions, and holidays for impactful people like yourself, Storm. Maybe we can get you a holiday because you do so much in the community. And I'm also going to be helping Essie Berry get Fred Berry, her husband, a street sign in St. Louis. I was able to get a street sign for the godfather of street dance, Shabadoo, last year. So I'm also a talk show host. I have a platform, Mother Diva's House TV series on YouTube, Mother Diva's House on Facebook. And for the past 15 years, I have been a confidant, godmother, and stage mom to about 7 high profile entertainment professionals. And one of them means a lot to me, and this is why we're here today.
This is why we're here today.
What has happened, yes.
Now, this particular person, we're going to just call them Jane Doe.
We're going to call her Jane Doe. And I want to do that because I want her to have the opportunity to tell the world who she is if she chooses to. Right now, she's kept everything private, but because Justin Bieber went too far this time, I have to speak out about it.
Absolutely. Okay, so let me start here. So let me let the audience know, Storm Chasers, the court paperwork, the tea, the receipts, as well as some video will all be available on Patreon or for the members only on this particular channel. We got to be careful what we put out on the main platform, just because, you know, people love to try to hit your video for a privacy complaint. You know, they had their little tricky ways of doing things. So I went through your lawsuit, of course. I went through, of course, what Justin Bieber's team had to say. You've also shown me proof that you are who you are, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So we, like I said, we're protecting Jane Doe and her name at this time, but you'll be able to see the court paperwork for yourself, y'all. Y'all just, you become a member. You after we get through with this, it'll be up. You'll be able to see everything for yourself. Okay, so you are suing Justin Bieber, his parents, and I believe you included his sister as well, Jasmine Bieber.
Let me tell you something. I am suing Justin Drew Bieber, his father, Jeremy Bieber, his little sister, and the mama, Aaron Wagner. I'm suing the whole damn family.
And you're suing them for emotional distress, correct?
I am suing them for emotional distress.
Okay, so let's stop right there. A lot of people say he got a sister. Yes, he does, by the name of Jasmine Bieber. Yes.
Listen, honey, Jeremy Bieber is another Nick Cannon. He has laid his seed all over Canada.
You talking about the daddy, y'all. Justin Bieber's daddy.
Jeremy Bieber got more kids than Eddie Murphy.
How many though, for real?
How many he got that you know of?
He probably got like 7 or 8. He got a lot of kids. Go look it up. Go Google it.
Damn. Well, you know what though? I will say this. I do remember when Justin Bieber had that black phase when he was hanging around all the black folks in the industry. And I remember him and his daddy was going to strip clubs all the time and having all.
His father is just as bad as him. That's where he got it from. And I kind of feel sorry for his mother because his mother had gone through a lot of trauma in her life. So she couldn't really be a good mother to him. The woman had been sexually assaulted so much, it had become something she was used to if you read Patty's story.
Ooh.
This family is very traumatic, which has created a problem in him. But see, he came at the wrong person. I'm not going to let him get away with the crap that he's done to me.
Okay. All right. So let's tell the story. So you are you are the godmother to Jane Doe. We're protecting that person. Tell us about the harassment that you received via the Bieber family.
Okay. So basically what happened, my goddaughter began an on again, off again relationship with Justin Bieber. She was 13 and he was 17. They were on and off for many years. My
Let's leave
goddaughter,
it. Hold on. Let's leave it there. She was 13. He was 17.
yes,
And I added up their birthdays, so this relationship started around 2011.
correct.
And we know it went at least until 2018, we believe.
Yes, but there have been some communication since then.
Even while he's still married.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
Look, I'm just gonna keep it real with you, Storm. And I have to say this because I want people to understand that I look at things from all perspectives. This is a case of two young kids that are just in love. And when you're in love, you don't use logic and rationale. You have a tendency to act on emotion and do stupid shit. And this time he did some shit stalking her and he just went too far. And I got involved in it. He put me in it. And I'm very upset about that.
Absolutely. Okay,
So
so
let me finish the story.
yeah. Finish the story. Yeah.
Okay. So they were in an on again, off again relationship. And at some point in the relationship, he began dating Selena Gomez. And my goddaughter told me that the relationship that he had with Selena Gomez was for publicity, that it was not real. I can't confirm or deny that because I don't know. I'm only going by what she told me. But as we all know, because you're in the industry and so is Essie, Hollywood couples are put together all the time. It's been going on for 100 years.
Yes.
And it's just for publicity to build their career. So this type of activity does happen. So they finally got to a point where they broke up. She moved on with her life and she got married. And he decided after a few months after she'd been married that he would pop up again like the wart that he is. He popped up again and convinced her to leave her husband and to come back to him. So she started dealing with him again.
Okay.
She ended up getting pregnant. She also contracted mononucleosis from him. And I made a video. Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Okay. So when Jane Doe, your goddaughter, allegedly got pregnant by Justin Bieber, how old was she?
She was 20.
Okay, so she was already grown. Okay.
Yes. Because remember, they had been off and on for many years. This started when she was 13. I mean, she's still talking to him right now.
How's she gonna feel about you doing this interview?
I don't know. What happened was, well, I'll tell you, we can get into that, but she actually cut her relationship with me a year ago, and we just recently started talking again, but we haven't spoken in the last week. So she knew I was going to out him, and she wasn't happy about it, but she understands that I have to speak my truth. But she deals with so much trauma and mental anguish and panic attacks herself. She's come from a broken home. One of her parents is the custodial parent is deceased. The other one she doesn't get along with. And she's a very talented singer and songwriter. And I know that this is something she needs to heal from. She's been through a lot. She's been sexually assaulted herself. She's gone through so much. And this is why we connected, because we both have the same experiences. And so moving forward, he convinced her to break up with her husband. And she ended up getting pregnant. And she also contracted mononucleosis from him, which she did not know that she had that. I had to deal with bouts of infections and antibiotics with her. It has been a nightmare just following her all these years and being like a mom to her. I get all of her problems. So whenever she's in the hospital, she's texting me, Mama, I'm at the emergency room. Okay, what happened? She gave me her symptoms. I said, sounds like an infection. Why do you keep getting all these infections? Okay, so he decided, she told me that when she got pregnant, he was excited about the baby. But soon thereafter, he broke her heart and he left her because his slime ass manager, Scooter Braun, and the team decided that she was not good enough for his image. So he was paired with the wife that he's with now.
So now he's married to Haley Baldwin.
Correct.
I forgot who her father. I know she comes from a Baldwin family. I can't remember who her father is. Was it Stephen Baldwin?
One of them.
One of them. It's so many of them. But Jane Doe.
Google it, Essie.
Yeah. So Haley Baldwin, based off of like her appearance and how
he treats her like shit too. Did you see the video where they was getting out the car and he slammed the door on her?
Oh, look. Okay, Alex Baldwin is her daddy. Okay, thank you. So Haley has more of a clean-cut look than your goddaughter, and I think that's why they probably went that way, because as far as industry is concerned, like he could have been cool with either one, but I think your goddaughter would have been a better fit, but
it would have been a better fit because both of them really, they trauma bonded. There's a lot of trauma bonding going on. When you have experienced so much trauma in your life, you bond with others that have trauma. Like my sister here, Essie Berry, she allowed me, I want to thank her for connecting her to me to you. And Essie, I love you so much because she allowed me to come on her show several months ago to promote a law that I wrote that I'm trying to get passed. It's a no statute of limitations on perjury law. We really need this in our country because so many people are going into court and depositions and lying. And you find out years later that they lied, but the statute of limitations is run out, so they can't be prosecuted. The law that I wrote has no statute of limitations on perjury, and they can be prosecuted at any time. So we're trying to get that passed. So I thank Essie for letting me come on and talk about that and connecting me to you, Storm, because you guys are my support. I feel very much alone in this. Like I don't have anybody physical. I know I got the Holy Spirit, Yahshua, but I don't have anybody physical in this. Because it all had to be kept a secret, and I'm saying things now that I have held in for 3 years.
Absolutely.
I have a question though, Storm. Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
you said that your goddaughter was married. How long was she married? Is she still married? Or she just walked away from her husband?
No, they recently got a divorce. What happened was she and some friends and a guy that she was seeing, they went to Vegas, got drunk, got married. It happens. Okay. But she was in love with this guy. Well, she thought she was, and he loved her. He clean cut, gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Gorgeous man. An actor, was going to church, just, loved on her. And here come the wart, Justin Bieber, coming back into her life and manipulating her and overpowering her and making all these promises. So she left her husband and started dealing with him again. And then she gets pregnant. She also catches mono, and he leaves her for Miss Baldwin.
For Haley. Okay, so
Yes.
Could you tell them what
okay.
mono is so they'll know what that mono
Okay,
is?
yes.
Yeah.
So let me explain. So, and I'm sure some of your storm chasers may be familiar with the condition. Mononucleosis, it's called Epstein-Barr. Mononucleosis is what they call the kissing disease. It was very popular back in the 70s and 80s. It was an infection that you caught from kissing someone. And it's very contagious. And according to Western medicine, there is no cure. Now, I believe in a higher power, and I know that there's a cure for everything because I follow Dr. Sebi and a ton of other herbalists. I'm sure Dr. Sebi, you follow his regimen, you can cure anything. But according to Western medicine, there is no cure for mononucleosis. And over the years, as I have been having a relationship with her as her mother, she would be getting these infections. She was always going to the emergency room. And I said, Jane, listen, I said, I don't want you taking any more antibiotics. What I want people to know, antibiotics will become immune to your body and they will not work anymore because your body will become immune to it. So one day she was in Atlanta recording some music and she had a real bad infection. And so for whatever reason, a doctor came to give her a vitamin C IV. Vitamin C IVs are so important. They really help with infection. They help with COVID. They help with vitamin C IVs are just the gold standard to reversing conditions. And you can talk to several doctors about this. In fact, I'll give a reference. Dr. Joseph Thomas of Chicago, Illinois, can tell you. Also, Dr. Cherlyn Lee
Okay.
in Los Angeles can also tell you about vitamin C.
Well, I want to say too, we gotta be careful with medical stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
But let's
Right. That's why I gave out the doctor's information so they can. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can Google that. You can Google that as well. So
So
she
what
found out.
happened?
She
Yeah.
found
Once she
out
was
she had
pregnant,
the
was she?
mono. This was a few years later. And I went off on her. I said, did you catch that mono from that janky ass Canadian dick motherfucker? That's what I call him, Canadian dick. And she said, I said, have you been fucking around with him again? And she was like, she got scared. She said, no, mama, I ain't messed with him. It happened when we were together. Now I have no proof because I believe she's lied to me about some things. And that's what young people do. They lie to their parents. Okay. So it happens. So let's get to what exactly happened. Because I know your viewers like, well, how did she get in the middle of this? Why is she suing? Okay. On August 13th, 2021, my goddaughter sent me a text message and she said, Justin's little sister is going around Facebook friending my friends and family. And I said, well, do you think it's him hiding behind a fake page or do you believe it's actually his sister? She said, I don't know. I'm going to ask her mother. Now, keep in mind, at this time, when she said Justin's little sister, I'm thinking this girl was grown, but she was just a little younger than him. You know, you can be 3-4 years younger than somebody and still be an adult. I didn't know how old she was. So she asked me, did I get a friend's request from a Jasmine Bieber? I said yes. So I went to Jasmine Bieber's Facebook page and I saw a very disturbing post. The post said, I wish there was someone I could talk to that understands what I'm going through. It was something to that effect. So I wasn't sure if this was a young lady that was trying to cry out for help or if it was Justin Bieber's decisive, creative way of trying to get my attention so I can get her attention. So I messaged her. I said, you sent me a friend's request. How can I help you? She said, I'm tired of people bugging me about my brother. They always bothering me about my brother. I said, well, I don't know you or your brother. We don't have any friends in common. So why did you send me a friend's request? She said, my brother Justin asked me to request you because you know Jane. Baby, woo! That just burned me the fuck up. I was so upset. I said, I cannot believe this motherfucker gonna use somebody. He's stalking her again. Now he didn't put me in this shit. So my goddaughter found out that the page was not fake, that it actually did belong to his little sister.
Jasmine, yes.
So I Googled Jasmine Bieber, and I'm sitting there at the phone, and to my shock, it said 13. This girl was 13 years old. Justin Bieber used his 13-year-old baby sister to contact me to get my goddaughter's attention because he thought that she was hiding his baby.
All right, let's stop right there. Okay, so we can take that in. Now, for everybody saying where the receipts, listen, we are going to have the receipts on members and Patreon, okay? We can't put it up here because y'all know how YouTube go. Y'all know how the attorneys like to do. So Justin thought that your goddaughter, Jane Doe, was hiding his baby, and that's why he had been stalking her over the years.
Yes, because see, I didn't know at first that she didn't tell him that she had a miscarriage. See, he
now,
had been coming at her.
Now, when she had the miscarriage, why did she miscarry?
I don't know. It could have been stress.
Okay.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this. I believe that she had gone through some health conditions, and well, I'm just gonna have to tell it. And baby, I'm sorry, I have to say this, but and I know you have to say allegedly, Storm, but when Jane, I almost said her name, when Jane, I gotta be real careful because I'm so used to talking to her.
Calling her name, yeah.
Yes, when Jane started a relationship with him, she was 13. He was 17. He broke her virginity. She told me he claimed that he was a virgin as well. They used condoms, but she was allergic to latex. So they tried using non-latex condoms, and he didn't like that. So he convinced her to get on birth control pills, and those made her sick. So then after that, she went and got other devices. She was constantly trying to please him, and nothing seemed to work. So I believe that the reason she may have miscarried was because she had had these prior health conditions, and all this other stuff kind of messed up her body. In addition to that, what was so sad, she was so young, 20 years old, sheltered, pregnant. She didn't understand that when you have a miscarriage, you're supposed to get a D&C. She never got a D&C and immediately had an IUD put into her, which ended up causing an infection, and she had to have surgery. So all of this stems, it trickles down from what he created, what he caused. So after I was in my having a conniption mode and just going nuts, I contacted her and I yelled at her. I said, this low down, dirty ass, satanic motherfucker used a 13-year-old girl, his little sister, to come message me trying to get your attention. I said, now look, what is so important? Why is he stalking you like this? He's up to his shenanigans. What does he want? And then the first thing that hit my mind, the light bulb went off, the baby. I said, did you tell him you lost that baby? And she said, no, mama, I didn't tell him because it was too painful to talk about. I said, you know what? You better tell that boy you lost that baby or I will beat both of y'all asses. I am not playing. I said, you tell that motherfucker I'm going to sue him because he fucking upset me. And I had to call my doctor, Dr. Shirley Lee in LA, to start doing the deep breathing exercises. Y'all don't understand. I have health conditions. I was born with something called atrial septal aneurysm. That is a small dent on your atrial septum wall. Your atrial septum, that's the wall of your heart. And I have a PFO, which is a hole. My hole never closed. So if you do some research and you can go to the National Health Institute, it will tell you that triggers, emotional distress, all of this can cause an irregular heartbeat. An irregular heartbeat can cause a blood clot in my artery. I'm already a blood clot to the lung survivor. And as you can see, I'm a big girl. I don't need my blood pressure raised. I don't need to have irregular heartbeats. I've already been diagnosed with bradycardia, which is a low heart rate. And my weight has gone up and down, and sometimes I get heart palpitations. This kind of stuff triggered me, and what hurt me was the fact that it was a child.
Okay, so let's back up so people know. So dang, I wish we could say who Jane Doe was. It would really make more sense. But we can't.
I'm sure people will do enough research. They may find out who she is, but it's still gonna be speculation until she come out and say who she is. And I'm gonna respect her privacy. And I'm hoping if you're watching, I really hope it's time for you to speak up and stop letting people run over you, honey. And I love you.
Absolutely. So
to keep it real though, if she love him, you know she ain't gonna do that because you said she still care for him. So you know what I mean? It's like iffy to a degree.
Yeah.
She digmatized. I told her, I said, honey, this motherfucking digmatized you. But guess what? He's gonna be singing I'm sorry to me real soon.
Hold on. So this whole time, Justin thought that Jane Doe had the baby, had his baby, and was just running around hiding the baby from him. So that's why all these years, behind the scenes, not out in public, of course, he was trying to find her, trying to keep in contact with her, trying to figure out, even while he was with Selena, he didn't got married, he still thought that there was some baby somewhere, which in the industry happens all the time. People have babies, give them to a family member, keep them out the public. Like people have babies overseas. They do it all the time. So with that being said, Justin Bieber then allegedly sent, according to your lawsuit, sent his sister Jasmine to contact you via Facebook to get information to find out where this baby was, right? But she was a minor.
Let me say this is what I believe. I believe that Justin had prior knowledge. I believe he set me up. Justin had prior knowledge of how I felt about him, because whenever you have children and they're in a relationship with somebody, their parents, the person they're in a relationship with, their people that are close to, they kind of know how you may feel about someone. I made a video, and it's on my Facebook page, Mother Diva's House. I made a video 4 years ago warning Hollywood socialites to stay away from Justin Bieber because he was running around giving people mononucleosis. And I dragged him in that video. And I believe he saw that video and he knew that if he got his little sister to contact me, that it would push that button and I'd get to acting a fool and hollering and screaming. And then I would pressure her into talking to him. That's why he did that, because he knows that he can push my buttons. And I got all upset. And I went off on her. I threatened to beat both of their asses.
Hold on. We can't make threats on YouTube. Can't make threats on YouTube.
I said that's what I told her. I'm not saying that now. I threatened him on the, what I said to her.
Now we still have to say allegedly.
Okay.
Because I don't have that man's paperwork in front of me, so I have to say allegedly. Now, according to your lawsuit, you're suing for emotional distress. Okay. So tell us how this has affected your life and your emotional state.
Well, it has affected my life and emotional state because my goddaughter decided at the end of the day to cut her relationship with me. And that was very hurtful. I have been a mother to her all these years, and I have tried to give her advice. I've been a comfort to her. She would text me sometimes and she would be driving and say, "Mama, I just heard a song on the radio and I just started crying." I mean, because it has caused her so much trauma, it caused me trauma. Okay. So I've been with her through this journey of her trying to move on with her life. And she always tells me every time I block him on every platform, he would use his friends and family members' information. He has a cousin that lives in Chicago. Her name is Mandy, and she knows about it. And then also Kenny Hamilton, who is his former bodyguard. He know about their relationship too. See, I know what I'm talking about. The press, they can go ask them. So what happened was she ended things with me. She gave me an ultimatum. She said, "Drop this or we're done." And at first, she was in support of me doing this because she saw he wronged me. But then somehow they reconnected and she started talking to him again last year. And she even told me that she went to a hotel with him. And I said, "Did you fuck him?" And she got mad. She said, "Let's just drop it." I said, "Like you dropped your drawers?" Then she got mad and went off on me. And this isn't the first time this happened. They read into each other in 2019 at Coachella. Now, she got pregnant in 2018 around the summer. So every March, April, she goes through a depression because that would have been around the time she would have had the baby. Had she had this baby, the baby would be 5 years old now. Okay. So what happened was, I said, he's got to be the dumbest ass motherfucker on the planet. He sees you at Coachella, tries to give you a hotel room key to come to his room, but he didn't say nothing to you about where his baby is. Did you even look like you just gave birth? Or she either would have just gave birth or would have been 9 months pregnant. And if a person just give birth, you can tell, a woman, she kind of full in her breast, her stomach ain't went down all the way. So he was just being dumb. My thing is, there were other ways that he could have reached out to her. He could have hired, this man is worth $225 million. He could have hired a private investigator to investigate. He could have had somebody, he could have had a peep of Tom looking in the window, looking for a crib, a bassinet, or something. He didn't have to resort to this. This was outrageous. And I'm not going to let him get away with it. I'm tired of these high-profile celebrities thinking that they can just hide behind their lawyers and hide behind their little friends and all this and not be held accountable for their actions.
They say Justin was with Haley 5 years ago. We know that.
Yeah, I know. He left her for Miss Baldwin.
Oh, go ahead, Essie.
She said something about 2018. Justin Bieber got married to his wife September 2018. What you said about 2018 that she met?
When did he get Jane Doe pregnant? You said summer?
She got pregnant around July of that year.
Of 2018.
Yes.
And he got married September. Just I want to put out, he got married September, Storm,
Yeah.
2018.
So
He left her.
it's a whole bunch of dibbling dabbling.
He left her because his management team didn't feel that first of all, their relationship was a secret. Nobody knew they were dating for years.
To this day, people still don't know.
To this day, unless you were in my goddaughter's inner circle, you never knew anything about them dating. You had to be in her inner circle to know that.
Look, if y'all knew, y'all would fall out.
Yes, y'all would.
Yes, y'all would.
I believe eventually she's gonna come forward because listen, I've been in prayer and meditation because, and this is not just about her. This is about all of the young women in Hollywood that are trying to make a name for themselves. They're letting people run them, bully them, keep their relationships secret. This has been going on for years and it needs to stop.
But what I will say is, like you just said, respectfully though, she is gonna have to talk because it's only so much you can do. You know, it's only so much you can do for her. She has to advocate for herself as well.
Right.
At some point. But
Storm, I really have to say this because I don't want people to feel, and it's important to me, and this will prove I'm not trying to just get a money grab here. The reason I say that is because I went through hell. First of all, and let me say this. When I made a decision to sue, I was going to try to find an attorney who can send a settlement request letter because maybe we could have settled it before before I filed the lawsuit. I contacted 8 attorneys. 2 of them didn't respond. 5 of them turned me down because it was Justin Bieber and they didn't want to go up against him. And 1 of them turned me down because a child was involved. Now, let me just explain the law, and people can look this up. In Illinois, because I live in Illinois, we have something called a Parental Responsibility Act, where it says a minor can be sued. You can sue the parents on behalf of the minor. So I put everybody in there because in order to sue someone who's a minor, you have to sue their parents. That's why Aaron Wagner and Jeremy Bieber are named in the lawsuit. Okay, because I have to educate people. Right. So what happened was I realized that time was moving on. I couldn't find an attorney. And I realized I was in this by myself. I was in this alone. And even when I went on Essie's show back in March, you know, Essie told me she could tell I had something on my heart and mind that I really wanted to share, but I just couldn't at that time. And I was so surprised when she told me that she's a very spiritual person, so she could feel things. And I really I've been wanting to speak out, but I've just been trying to wait because of her. And she has a lot of problems. And I just didn't want this to affect her. But I also have to think about my emotional health. There's a lot of mental illness and emotional problems that are going around the entertainment industry. And as a mother to some of these people, it has to stop. So I didn't know anything about how to put together briefs or anything. My background is in election law. I have helped people running for office win cases. So I know about election law. So I went to this website called Law Depot, and it showed me how to create a brief. So I created the brief, and I went and looked up the law codes. I did a lot of research, and I put the codes in there.
And you filed pro se?
I filed pro se. I got a fee waiver. And so the incident occurred August 13th, 2021. The statute of limitations to file an emotional distress lawsuit is 2 years. Well, August 13th, 2023 was on a Sunday. So that means I had to file that Friday. So on August 11th, is when I filed. And ironically, that's my father's birthday. If he had lived, he would have been 94. He'd been 95 this year, but he was killed by a drunk driver. So that was even more stress for me, to have to file a lawsuit on my dad's birthday. Okay. So when I filed the lawsuit, the law clerk came back and said, okay, the judge has stricken this because it's incomplete. So the law clerk, his name was Nico, he's no longer there, but he gave me a lot of references and resources on how to put it together properly. But just by the grace of Yahweh God, my cousin-in-law, Brenda Braxton, is a legal secretary. So she helped me put together the brief the way it's supposed to be. So the judge gave me an opportunity to amend that complaint. So I brought it back. And they said, okay, the brief is fine now, but you got to remove the criminal statute. So I had in the lawsuit, I had third-party harassment and third-party stalking. And those are criminal statutes, and they do not go in a civil suit in Illinois. And I was kind of confused by that because I noticed that Kathy put it in her suit. We did. But New York is a different state. Illinois has different rules. Right. So I took the brief back. I removed the criminal statutes. And then I met this wonderful attorney in court when I was asking for a continuance, who told me, he said, look, you're trying to prove emotional distress. What you're going to have to do is get your medical records, and you're going to have to show what your health was like before the incident and what your health was like after the incident. I said, oh, okay, thanks. So his name was Mr. DeMonico, Attorney DeMonico, from Kevin McNamara Law Firm. He gave me free advice. So I went and got all my medical records. I wrote a letter to the judge. Her name was Judge Kathy Flanagan. And I explained my situation. I explained my health conditions. I explained how this had emotionally and physically affected me because my blood pressure went up. My weight had went up. I was on a weight loss journey. I started to gain the weight back. It was a mess.
Okay? But it's all included in the lawsuit.
Yes. All my medical records were was in the exhibit. Okay. So what happened was when I took that back, Nico came back to me and handed me that paper. So yes, the answer to that question is yes. So he took it back and he brought back the paper, and Judge Flanagan said that it was now sufficient to proceed to calendar C. So let me just explain to your viewers so you'll understand. Whenever you file a lawsuit against someone or a corporation or group of people, a specific judge has to decide it's worthy of a lawsuit. You just can't run around suing people. They have to make sure that it's not frivolous. So this judge made a decision after I amended the complaint 3 times that it was worthy to proceed on to calendar C. And that's Judge Simon. So it took 3 months for that to happen. Now that brings us to November of 2021. Now it's time to serve everybody. I still didn't have an attorney. I was doing everything myself. I literally had to serve people in another country. Jeremy Bieber, Aaron Wagner, and Jasmine Bieber live in Canada. Okay. Mononucleosis fuckhead lives in Beverly Hills. So serving him wasn't a problem. He's in the United States. So I had to go and do some research to find process servers in Canada. And then I had to borrow money from friends and family because, I'm financially challenged like a lot of us.
Yeah.
I'm an entertainer too.
but you got them all served. So
well, no, wait a minute. I was able to serve.
well,
I had to
I
keep
don't want you to
busy.
lose. I don't want you to lose the audience because we're rambling. So now
Okay.
yeah,
sorry.
we
I was
off
able to
the
serve the mother, but she
yeah.
never showed up in court, which means to me she's a bad parent. Okay. So I wasn't able to serve Justin Bieber because he kept evading service. The sheriff went to his house 3 times and they kept saying he wasn't there. So I kept pushing and emailing and looking up different people he was connected to, and I just kept being aggressive. And finally, on September 5th, his lawyer shows up in court. And the lawyer showed up in court. I asked if there would be a settlement. He said no. He said, let's go outside and talk. We went out and talked. I became extremely emotional because I had been on this case for 13 months. Nobody shows up. Finally, after a year, someone shows up. Keep in mind, I have not talked to my goddaughter at all because she cut me off because I sued him. Okay.
And let me ask you today. So today, currently, you and your goddaughter, are you guys on good terms or not?
Well, it's hard to say. I hope we're on good terms. We did start talking back on September 30th. We started talking back, but we had a few arguments. I mean, me and this girl have been arguing for years. You know, it's mother-daughter shit. You know how that goes. Okay. So here's the part that hurts me and why Essie can and understand where I'm coming from in my heart. I told the lawyer as we sat down and talked, I said, listen, I am willing to drop this $5 million lawsuit if Justin Bieber looks me in my face and apologizes to me. I want an apology. I want my daughter back. This has truly upset me. Money does not take the place of love. And so he said, I will talk to him. By law, he's required to take back offers. Now, I shouldn't be offering anything. If anything, they should be offering something to me. Okay. So I said, well, I don't believe Justin is going to apologize because he's stubborn. And the lawyer said, well, don't be negative. So I was very specific in my request form. I specifically asked, and I sent him an email. I said, I want Justin Bieber to look me in my face and apologize to me. I want him to cover the defense attorney fees for his entire family. And I want to be able to speak my piece to him for 7 minutes. And I will willing to walk away with nothing. Now, keep in mind the money that I borrowed and spent to serve people in other countries to make 1 million copies, because you got to copy everything 3-4 times. Copies, that money adds up. I'm at the library all over the place, Kinko's right. Copying shit.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Right. So you asked him
I was willing to let all that go for an apology.
But he hasn't given you an apology so far.
Okay. Well, let me tell you what happened.
I don't mean no harm. I don't mean no harm, but we running long, so I want you to wrap it up for the people because it's getting long.
Okay. So what ended up happening was I kept asking the lawyer about the apology. He never responded. So I reached out to someone that I know that knows Justin. They did some music together. Because keep in mind, I work in house music. I know a lot of music producers, Grammy Award-winning people, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, they asked him if his attorney brought the offer to apologize to me back to him. And he said, no, he didn't bring that offer to me. And I'm not going to apologize to her anyway. So that really pissed me off that this low-life ass motherfucker don't even want to apologize to me. He would rather spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to defend himself than to look me in my face and be a man and apologize to what he did to me. He also should apologize to his little sister for putting her in the middle of his shit.
So I want you to do me a favor. I want us to wrap up. I want you to, if Justin Bieber was in front of you, I want you to give him a message. Go ahead. Hold up.
You are a low-life piece of trash to sit up here and treat me like this and put me in the middle of your shit. You need to stand up and be a man and do the right thing. Now, I have to go to court in the morning, and I don't know what this judge is going to say. I don't know if the judge is going to dismiss the case or if the judge is going to allow the case to continue on. But I am holding a press conference at 8:30 a.m. in front of Daily Plaza. We're going to be on the Randolph side, where Dearborn is, where the handicap doors is. And I am seeking people to come and support me in this fight. We have to stop these types of predators preying on women and children, manipulators, con artists, people trying to cover up their dirt in our industry. The entertainment industry has become just a plethora of this type of behavior, and it needs to stop. And I'm not going to tolerate no little motherfucker trying to upset my inner peace. And I would appreciate it if you guys support me. Go to my Facebook, Mother Diva's House, Instagram, Mother Diva's House, on Twitter, I'm Mother Diva Show. And I put my Cashapp there because I'm doing all this by myself. I have no representation. I have no attorneys. I've asked several attorneys to help me. They won't help me. I even asked the former governor, Governor Quinn. He acted a fool with me after I helped him get signatures. Like a lot of these people you help and then they want to turn their back on you. And the only person that was willing to help me is out of town, and that was the former governor, Rob Blagojevich, him and his wife. He's out of town and she's ill. So I have to do all of this by myself.
I want to thank you for coming on. I'm going to take some questions from the chat. Thank you so much, Mother Diva. You have a good night, all right?
Okay. Have a good evening. Thank you so much for having me.
All right now. Bye-bye. All right, people. So Essie was on, for emotional support and just to make sure she held it together. Y'all, I'll take a few questions in the chat. After we get off, I'm gonna upload the court paperwork, Mother Diva's court paperwork, as well as Justin Bieber's attorney. I'm gonna be uploading a Zoom video of a court hearing, Mother Diva's letter from her therapist, and I'm gonna upload some receipts, but they're redacted. If only y'all knew who it was. Essie, if only they knew who it was.
But by her being a victim, and it's like this, you guys, Storm cannot put that out. Would y'all be fucking shocked? For sure. But I mean, you can tell me what a court hearing is, because I know people are going to start looking it up for themselves. She has a court hearing tomorrow morning at 8:30 in the morning at court. So
yes,
y'all figure that out.
They said, did you see the yes? Because she had to prove to me that this was who it was. I mean,
give them the court number. You can give them that docket number, Storm.
Oh, I don't even have it in front of me.
Got it with you. Okay. Well, y'all gonna have to go on his Patreon page, but the court documents are there. If there's a court document in place, then that's receipts by itself. A lot of the other stuff that she was saying, she's still trying to protect this person because she's a victim to a degree, but she wants to make sure she protects all of her because it's her goddaughter. So the only way y'all gonna see the receipts, you got to go on Patreon. But there is a whole lawsuit that's happening tomorrow morning at 8:30 in the morning at the courthouse.
It's real
against Justin Bieber.
It's very real. It's very real. And did you see? Yes. And then she also had to prove to me that her goddaughter was who she said it was. Because you just never know. But then when she sent me the proof, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Can we guess who? I mean, I can't confirm it. What I will say is somebody in the chat did guess correctly.
What? Somebody in the chat guessed?
I saw one person in the chat that guessed correctly who the goddaughter was. But to be real with y'all, I think, and I told you, Essie, I think her goddaughter, Jane Doe, I think Jane Doe was gonna have to come out and back her up, and that's what would help her lawsuit.
Y'all make sure y'all tune into her Facebook tomorrow because she says she'll be streaming live from her Facebook platform. So you can guys see it for herself. Because at this point, there's no telling how it's going to go because she wanted to try to seal the case in order to protect her goddaughter. And at that time, the judge wouldn't do it. I'm not sure what he's going to do now, but at that time, they wouldn't. So.
And and somebody in the chat tried to say, well, what's her race? But the crazy thing is, it's like, do we? I feel like if I say it, it's gonna give it away.
But can you? We ain't seen her DNA chart. We don't know what she mixed with.
We really don't know.
Everybody got a little bit of everything up. I'm just like Miss Diva. Miss Diva say she's she don't say she's black. She says she's like a different race. Like she's biracial, right?
But But Miss Diva looked like some of the people on my daddy's side of the family. So I mean, I guess.
I can't believe somebody in the chat guessed it.
One person
now in the chat. Go back looking through the chat. Watch this. Y'all so nosy.
It was only one person that guessed it correctly. I was like, I said, oh damn, but I ain't gonna say nothing. But I can't. And I feel like if I say this, it's gonna give it away. But I'll say what this person says they are versus what they look like might be a little different. Like this person, like if you ask her, Jane Doe, what her race is, she would tell you one thing, but you would look at her and be like, really?
She did say one of the parents was deceased. She did say that.
One of the parents are deceased. And these are industry people.
She said the father, because she said that she didn't get along with the mother like that. So that's what she said.
And I was surprised she don't get along with her mama. But then again, I'm not surprised because who don't? I mean, so a lot of people don't get along with their mama.
So if you guys are trying to find out clues, if you are a storm chaser, y'all go to his Patreon, then you can pull up the lawsuit and then you can read it for yourself. And that will tell y'all more of what it is. And maybe you could guess that way because I'm sure people are going to pick it up. But she just wanted to get a story out there, let people know, yo, this has been going on for 3 years. I'm strenuous. It's going on a lot. We're not sure how her goddaughter's going to feel because you heard her say that she was trying to change her mind, but the girl is in love with this man. So if she's in love with him, it's going to be different. And she said that 2018, it was that Cello, whatever that concert was, that's when they met.
Coachella, yeah.
Okay, so whenever that Coachella was in 2018, that's what she said. And then he got married in September. So that's kind of heavy.
And keep it, let me tell y'all, no, it is not Sophia Richie. No, it is not Zendaya. So keep in mind, allegedly, when Justin started messing around with this Jane Doe, she said Justin was 17.
Yeah. And she was 13.
And Jane Doe was 13. So they're 4 years apart. So
do your research.
If you go to Google, do the research. You got to look at them. And I even confirmed their birthdays. So Diva wasn't lying about that either.
Okay. Storm, I'm glad that you got this off your chest. She's able to say it. If you guys go to Storm Patreon, you may can figure out who it is. And don't act like you broke the damn story because we already here with it. But we were still trying to protect her privacy because she deals with anxiety and other issues. And emotionally, if she really wanted it told, she would have came and told for herself. She wanted it to die out. And no one's going to tell on someone that they love. So we got to respect that too. And she's still a youngster. This was her first love. Then she got pregnant by him. So all that together is playing a lot on her mind. So I understand why Diva's trying to protect her. But sometimes, you can't protect the inevitable.
That is true.
You can log me out. You know what? People be calling my number. That number's for real. That's my channel on there at SCberry 3404. If you guys trying to get in touch with me, anything like that. At the end of the day, it's about law. And I know people's going to ask for receipts, but YouTube done got a little particular about putting the receipts up there now. We weren't trying to get in that flag. And this lady been going through this for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? And all she really wanted was an apology. Personally, everybody should apologize. You know what I'm saying? not just Justin Bieber, the mother, the father, because y'all got custody of her, but Justin Bieber put her up to it. So that's why Miss Diva wanted Justin to apologize, because you put your sister up to it and knowing she was a minor. That's to that, you guys.
That's that. And speaking of that too, we are working on the website and the app. As you guys know, whenever you create an app, I'm talking about my app, Storm Monroe TV. You of course have to have one compatible for Apple devices and compatible for Android devices, which I didn't know, but it's a lot I didn't learn. And just give y'all, so, oh yeah, y'all, by the way, I will be sharing my crowdfunding. We'll be back later for that. My GoFund, I guess I can do it through GoFundMe or whatever. Y'all help a brother out because it ain't cheap. Y'all know how they've been doing me. And just imagine, y'all, once everything is finished, when we log over here, we don't have to worry about people flagging. We don't have to worry about none of that shit. If I want to bring whoever on and let them go buck wild, okay? Buck wild. All right. So I'm taking donations, baby, for my app because this ain't cheap, like I told y'all.
Is this the app store or is this your website? This the app?
So it's gonna be a website and an app. So depending on whether people want to just like log in or actually download the app to their phone, they can do it either way. I went ahead and just had the lady create the app and website at the same time. The app isn't finished. Website isn't quite finished, but we've made a lot of progress. It is a black woman in tech. For all y'all that say I hate black women, I don't know who lied and told y'all that. Okay.
That's nice.
But just know when we get over here, baby, I'm gonna be dragging these hoes. I ain't got a sense of myself or nothing. We still gonna be on YouTube, but all the after shows, all the receipts, all the everything gonna be over here. This is in progress. We're not finished.
That's better, you guys. That's better because you could tell your truth was not somebody trying to flag you or stop you or shut you down. I had 2 of my pages removed off of YouTube before, and I really felt violated behind that. So to me, that's going to be a powerful thing. And so you look so cute up there, got your little live TV, got your little stuff going on. Go with your bad self. He finna I'm finna tell it all. I'm finna tell it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say to you before I get off here, I am so proud of you. I have mad respect for you. I mean, you always spitting out the truth. You got a lot of haters, especially these men. There's a lot of men on YouTube, won't you? I don't know if you know that or not, but these brothers want you for whatever reason. Y'all, he ain't trying to go that way. But at the end of the day, you keep them talking and you still keep a smile. And I love working with you, Storm, because you're not afraid. And that's what it really takes. You guys can judge this either way you want to judge, because I know you still got a lot of questions. If you go over there and read the paperwork and see the receipts that she's seen, maybe that'll help you some. Maybe you'll even figure out who it is. And then y'all can come back to whatever you want to do for that, for sure.
For sure. But yeah, I want to say, of course, thank you, Essie, as always.
For sure.
They do be wanting me so bad. But if you really want me, y'all make sure y'all send a brother a donation. See, you want to lust after me? Send me a donation. If you think I'm cute,
share, subscribe.
Send me a donation. If I got to strip some clothes off, send me a donation.
He said he taking donations with clothes on, with off. You know what I'm saying? Might not be live, but y'all can work somebody behind closed doors for sure.
Do I gotta get on the pole and make some shit happen? Now I understand why women shake ass on the pole.
I want to put me one up in here. If you really want to know truth, I might end up putting me one in my house somewhere. Good exercise. That's all I'm doing for. Good exercise. If you want to do the pole for something else, I'm just saying good exercise. Storm, it's been a pleasure. God bless you guys so much. God bless Storm Chasers. Thank y'all for holding them down. If any of my people in the box, much love to you guys too. We'll be seeing y'all probably about the end of the year. And thank you, Storm, for having Miss Diva over here as well. God bless you guys and take care.
Take care, Essie. Have a good one. All right.
Baby. All right.
Bye-bye. All right, y'all. Yeah. I'm so excited for this app. Like, how long? Jerome said, how long before your debut? I think it's gonna be sometime in 2025 before like everything's ready. We've been making a lot of progress. Yeah. I'm excited though. But I ain't leaving YouTube. It's just all our uncensored stuff, all our after shows, my travel vlogs. Shit, even when I'm like meeting up with YouTubers and doing content with them and all that stuff behind the scenes, it's all gonna be over here on the website. So it's gonna be nice. But anyway, give me about 15-20 minutes for the Patreon members as well as the channel members, and then I'll upload these receipts and y'all look at them for yourself. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care, and we'll be back for sure. We got a lot to talk about, so I'll catch you guys shortly. Well, I'll catch you guys later this evening.
It's storm